Los Angeles Chargers. Nice offense. Los Angeles Chargers versus the Buffalo Bills. And yeah, dude, like I think this is going to be a high-scoring game. Buffalo coming off the bye week. I'm going to be interested to see coming off the bye week is the defense going to be better for the Buffalo Bills. Justin Herbert, slam dunk rookie quarterback. His only knock on him is that he's not a vocal leader. Well, find your leadership somewhere else in the locker room. You know, maybe Keenan Allen will be the leader there. I don't care. And maybe he'll grow into that. But again, I don't care. He's playing incredible football. I love Justin Herbert. He might be my favorite rookie quarterback, David. He might be.
He should be. He should be.
And he's the only rookie quarterback I didn't buy the freaking rookie card of before the season, as I talked about last week.
One of the most underrated.
You're right.
Quarterback, especially just in fantasy, in real life, in recent memory, I can't think of one unless you talk about Lamar Jackson.
The number 6 pick in the draft, and nobody talked about him. We got more talk about Jordan Love being the backup.
I'm as guilty as anyone.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
I didn't care about Justin Herbert at all.
My gosh, I mean, and this team. I mean, in retrospect, hindsight's 2020, man. Like, Tyrod Taylor starts the year, and that's part of it is because he starts the year. If he didn't get his lung punctured by the Chargers medical staff, I mean, it might have taken him like 8 games to overtake this thing, but he got in there.
With the commitment we heard from Anthony Lamb, he might have given him the whole dang season.
I know, man, and then he comes in and he balls out against the Chiefs in that game, and he's been balling out ever since. Like, people have tape on him now, and he's still shredding people. And I mean, I just really like this Chargers offense. The defense, interestingly, and it's the same with the Buffalo Bills, by the way. You come into the season thinking the Chargers and the Bills are going to be more defensive-minded teams. Now you look at this, and what did I just say? I said it's going to be a high-scoring game is what I think. But anyway, let's get to the fantasy stuff. Look, Herbert, start him, right? Allen on the other side, you start as well. But Herbert, you start him. We're going to see if we're going to get Eckler back this week. Reports are that he could be back this week. We'll see. I like two running back. I like Ballage and Eckler together, for the record, as we talked about in recent weeks. I do like both of them. Either way, if you don't have them, start Ballage. If Eckler's out of the lineup, you start Ballage only. If Eckler is in the lineup, I start both of them. And unfortunately, I guess fortunately, but I have Ballage and Eckler on my roster, so if he's activated, I got to figure out what the heck to do there, because I don't want to play both of them in my lineup. I need some diversification, David. You start at this point, Allen. You got to start Keenan Allen at every point. I like, that they took a lot of deep shots early in the season to Mike Williams, and now they're starting to connect on him more. I like Mike Williams this week. That's more of a daily fantasy than fantasy football play. But if you don't have any other options and you scoop Williams up off of waivers in recent weeks, that's cool with me. I don't like anybody else for the Chargers, including... Actually, no, I take that back. Hunter Henry, I have a really nice projection on this week, so I would start him. Let's see. Josh Allen, definitely a start. Running back, I'm curious. Again, the bye week, we've seen this with J.K. Dobbins. We've seen it with Swift. The rookie running back, is it going to be volume for Zach Moss this week over Devin Singletary? I don't know. I do start one of those running backs, so flip a coin, do whatever you would like at this point. Pay attention to the depth chart. But I do think one of these running backs should be started. You start 2 receivers from the Bills. I'm not sure what the status of John Brown's injury is after the bye week, but you definitely start Diggs. If it's not John Brown, I would actually start Gabriel Davis. And then, by the way, Cole Beasley is a start every week, so I actually take that back. I'm going to start 3 Buffalo Bills wide receivers. Nobody else. Take it away, David.
If John Brown's out, you start both Davis and Beasley, so I don't think that's a bad call.
Yeah.
But I want to talk about the Chargers first, because I don't get it. I mean, I guess I do get it, but I don't get it, because people are just so ready to say terrible things about Kalen Ballage. They just want him to fail so much, and I don't get it, because after this game, he averaged only 2.8 yards per carry against the Jets, and people came out of the woodworks back again to tear him back down. This guy barely on the upswing, and people just want to tear him back down. Oh, I told you he was garbage. I told you how awful he was. Why did you ever believe in Kalen Ballage? People are just so spiteful for, I guess, like 90% of Twitter drafted him in at least one league last year, and he burned them, because everybody hates this guy, and everybody is rooting for him to fail. And I don't think it's fair, because 16 for 44, only 2.8 yards per carry. One, he got hurt on the first play of the game, limped off, came back and played for the rest of the game, all right? Still, 16 for 44, not impressive on the box score. What did the other running backs do? Troy Maine Pope, 3 carries for 4 yards. Joshua Kelly, 4 carries for -2 yards. This was not a Kalen Ballage problem.
Yeah, you're right.
Guys, can you be real here for a minute? Stop trying to tear him down just because you hate the guy and look at the actual facts here. Kalen Ballage was not the issue here, and he's still RB16 on the week.
I know. I had him in my lineup. I did just fine.
People are tearing him down because of this 2.8 yards per carry. All right, he still caught 7 passes, handled almost all of the touches. You look at what the other running backs did with their receptions. Joshua Kelly, 2 for 4. Troy Pope, 2 for 12. They weren't efficient on a yards per reception basis either, guys. This was a function of the offense, not a function of Kalen Ballage.
To me, these are people that drafted Joshua, either people that drafted Ballage and got hurt last year, or the people that drafted Joshua Kelly this year and keep trying to argue that Kelly is a better. When Justin Jackson is ahead of him in the depth chart, when Kalen Ballage is ahead of him in the depth chart, and he could not even hold a candle to Eckler when he's on the depth chart.
You know what it is, Sean? You know what it is, Sue? More than anything? It's all of the people who didn't take Kalen Ballage seriously when I was screaming to pick him up 2 weeks ago, and who missed out on 2 fantastic fantasy games from him, and now are just celebrating the fact that he didn't go off on someone else's roster.
Didn't go off, but he was still top 15, top 16 running back, right?
So RB16.
Yeah.
And these people are out here taking victory laps about how bad Kalen Ballage is. Give me a friggin' break, guys. Give me a break. Kalen Ballage is still seeing a ton of work. He's still better than any running back on that team, not named Austin Eckler. Even if Austin Eckler comes back this week, you're saying you don't know which one. You got to go with Kalen Ballage. We don't know how many touches Eckler
that's the thing.
First came back. And you got to expect he's going to be limited. Buffalo has been not good against the run. So do not just throw away Kalen Ballage, guys. Do not just bury him for dead again because of one poor game.
I'm not dropping Ballage. I will not drop Ballage, especially if you're in keeper or dynasty. Remember, free agency matters, and he's a 230-pound running back with good vision and can catch the ball. It's not easily replicated. Speed. Yeah, I mean,
you don't find size speed combos like that other than the Jonathan Taylors and Antonio Gibsons and Kalen Ballages of the world. So let's give this guy a little bit more than 3 games, actually see how it plays out, and not just bury him for dead. I think I've spent enough time on Kalen Ballage, so I won't spend too much time more. I'll just say one more thing I want to mention. Hunter Henry. I feel good. I've made some terrible calls this year and some good calls. I feel really good about the Hunter Henry call from 2 weeks ago because we talked about it.
Yes, we did.
He was involved every week. And through the first 8 games, I don't believe he had a touchdown. He had 3 touchdowns through the first 8 games. Sniped by Donald Parham and Virgil Green. And we said it 2 weeks ago. We questioned it. There's no way. There's no way they can keep stealing these touchdowns forever, right? There's no way. What do you know? Past 2 weeks, Hunter Henry in the end zone. I know I'm excited to hear that. I know you're excited that your projection model was actually correct.
Yeah, that's right.
That it was just Virgil Green and Parham stealing and mucking it all up. And he's got a great schedule down the stretch. Atlanta, Denver, and Las Vegas the last 3 games during the fantasy playoffs. So Hunter Henry, I'm all in on him again, and I think he's a great buy if you can still have him in Dynasty because he's tethered to Justin Herbert. He's 25. He was drafted with the 35th overall pick. He's finally healthy. This guy's got everything you want in a tight end. So I think he's a great buy. There's still a window open to get this guy on your team at a decent price.
Look, Buffalo, I'm really curious because Buffalo, my thing about them is, are they ready to make the deep playoff run? And my question, again, surprisingly, is the defense. Like, can the defense get it together? They've had a week to think about it. We've seen this happen, like, especially with McDermott. He's a really good coach. Like, I think the Buffalo defense is going to be better. However, I don't think it'll be noticeable because the Chargers offense is very good. So I'm going to be curious to watch this game and see if there's indeed improvement there. Let me hit you with the line here. Bovada has the Los Angeles Chargers +6 versus the Bills. Who would you take?
I think I want to take the Chargers here. I'm smelling a shootout, and I tend to err towards the teams coming off a bye. But something about Josh Allen versus Justin Herbert just screams close shootout. Last team with the ball wins.
I completely agree with you. When I wrote down my projection today, my predicted the score, I had Buffalo 36, Chargers 34. I believe Buffalo wins this game. I think it's closer than is comfortable. And I think that's one of these things that Bills fans, you're going to be panicking about the defense after the bye week, like I was just saying. But I think Bills win. I think we give some credit to the Los Angeles Chargers. And I think this offense is too good to be getting 6 points. So we'll see how it goes. But I will also take the Los Angeles Chargers. Moving on.